Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome yet again to another Mental Health Tuesday. Today being 14th of March 2023. It is our 70th session. Every week we have this platform so that we are able to sensitize each other on matters mental health, so that we are able to understand what is happening around mental health. So we are able also to share insights to manage, to cope with stressors, trauma, and depression. And so that we may find information that we may also assist our brothers, sisters, and friends and the people around us. Welcome on board. My name is Muhammad Ali Machausa. I'll be your host and moderator. And we are glad today to host one of the most, I would say, dynamic and very transformative youth leaders, Kijana Mwero. How are you, brother?
Brother, I'm fine.
Good to have you. We have met in so many occasions, so many platforms empowering youth, and you are doing a very great job. And we are very lucky to have you on the platform today.
Thank you so much.
Well, the topic today is inspired by observations, studies, happenings around young people. The world is called a digital generation right now, and young people are moving so fast. Things that used to take processes nowadays, they don't take processes. They are very quick. Everything is like happens on a touch of a button. While our elders used to walk very long distances or run to take letters, this time you just text someone within a few seconds and you get a response. When people used to walk long distances, maybe to even court in terms of spousal courting, you go in the night and whistle and wait for someone to walk out of their house in vain. This time you just text or you just poke them on Facebook or whatever. Whereas cooking was about people going to the river, fetching water, going to fetch firewood, you know, having to prepare a meal taking 2 hours or something. Today you can cook rice in 5 minutes because of the digital platforms. So that has also meant that young people do not have that patience. They do not have, that resilience to wait or to endure processes. And that has led to a lot of calamities, a lot of disappointments. And for that reason, that's the background that led us to want to have this topic. And I'm sure, Brother Mwero, you are ready for this topic, aren't you? So
Yes,
we
please. I'm
are
ready. I'm
asking,
ready.
is it about time that we maximized on youth mentorship uh, on the digital generation so that we save them from self-destruction? All right. So foremost, we would like to ask Brother Mwero, who is Kijana Mwero? What does he do? And what is his contribution to youth empowerment? And then we'll go into the question of what are the gaps that need this mentorship. So Kijana Mwero, who are you? And for those people who may not have met you, who are you and what are you doing for the youth?
So thank you so much, Brother Muhammad. Okay, I'll go directly to introduce myself. My real name is Shaban Ali Mwero, but he is almost to 5 to 6 years now. The youth or community gave me another name, and they call me Kijana Shaban Mwero. The word Kijana, I think it is not my original name, but the term Kijana came due to maybe the sphere, the geographical area, the issues I'm really engaging myself in. Normally, most cases, my scope of work is revolving around youth. That's why they refer to me as Kijana Mwero. So since it is a nice name, it is not abusive language, I decided to accept it. So currently, my official names are now Kijana Shaban Mwero.
Wow, that's a gift, man, from the community.
Thank you. And also, Kijana Shaban Mwero, since I've mentioned initially that my scope of work or what I'm doing, I normally do things around youth. This is my almost 12th year since I started engaging myself in civil society organizations, CGCBO, self-help group, etc., etc. But out of the 12 years, 6 years out of the 12, I've engaged myself in mentorship, typically mentorship, with different with different organizations. I implemented another program, a mentorship program for 2 years. Then right now I'm implementing another program, which also dealing with mentorship. This is the 3rd year now. So this 3rd year plus the other 2 years, plus the other 3 years, they are summed to 6 years. So in 6 years time, I've been working all around mentorship, with just mentoring my fellow youth.
Wow, thank you very much. Talking about mentorship, before we go to mentor, we must know why are we mentoring, right? So what are some of the gaps that you have found within the youth cadre that you feel without mentorship, then we'll have a wastage of talents, wastage of opportunities for young people? What are some of the key gaps that you have observed or studied?
Thank you, brother. I think if you speak about mentorship, some other people may think that it's a broader term, it's something complicated, but what I'm understanding is mentorship is all about guidance, all about showing the good directions, all about having a discussion with your fellow youth, all about sharing what you have to maybe your fellow. So that is all about mentorship. But most people used to understand mentorship as a big term, as complicated issues. But what I understand is mentorship is generally what you guide, what you show direction, what you share with your maybe your fellow youth or any other person. Okay, if you're talking about gaps, honestly, there are several gaps. Several gaps are seen and are very visible because there's some issues youth are lacking, and this is as a result of maybe not connecting or maybe not sharing. So there are several gaps. Maybe if you allow me to go directly to the gaps, I would say first, us. If I say us, I mean youth, because I'm in that age group. So we are, yes, I'm still Kijana. We are neglected. So neglection, most of us, you have been neglected from different areas. You have been neglected. You know, the community once community sees Kijana or a youth, there's some other definition which community knows who is a youth in Kenya or in Kwale. So there's this aspect of neglection. We've been neglected a lot. That's why I think it is very important to do mentorship to youth. That is one. Second, I think we are economically disadvantaged as youth. We are economically disadvantaged in that if we talk about resources, we are the one who don't have a lot of resources. We are the one who our economy status are very down. So we think like maybe this can be the root cause why we are engaging ourselves in maybe other issues which are not pleasant to the community, something like that. Another thing is emergence growth of what we call family breakdowns. Most of us in the 6 years experience of engaging with youth, you may find that in a group of 30 young people, 80% or 70% of them are single mother, single parented children. This means that due to maybe the separation of their parents, have made them doing some other things which are not good to maybe the community or something like that.
Thank you very much. You've mentioned quite a number. And maybe before I allow the audience also to participate, what harm would we face if we don't mentor young people? What harm do we face if we don't mentor young people?
Okay, definitely they shall be a harm, because this is just say, for example, you have a kid, but you don't educate that kid. Definitely she or will get another teacher outside there, and you don't know whether this teacher or this teacher what will give to this this kid. Definitely, if the teacher will give or will guide or direct this kid in the right path, the kid will be fine. But what if this teacher is he or she is guiding this this child in a that vice versa? Definitely, this child will be behaving like that. So there is very much important. So mentorship to young people is a vital, and in fact we should advocate for it, because without mentoring these young people, they will look for another teacher, they will look for another lecturer, they will look for another trainer, so that they can be trained on issues maybe they have problem with. And from that is when I created youth initiative. The reason as to why I came up with the youth initiative is I realized that most of youth they lack so many information, and among us youth again, there are some who have a lot of information. So youth came in so that youth they can give information to their fellow youth. Youth can assist their fellow youth. Youth can give help to their fellow youth.
Okay, maybe let's hear from the audience. You can write on the call chat, or you may raise your hand. What have you experienced in terms of young people who are misguided? What harm have they shown within your community? What negative attributes have you seen in young people who seem not to be guided? This is an interactive session, so let's hear your voices. Mama Riziki on the call chat, she says, very true, Kijana Mwero. I can attest to that. You've done a commendable job, especially in that hotspot area, and you have that teamwork spirit. Thank you very much. That is an accolade to you, brother Shaban Mwero. So anybody who wants to share, what are the effects? Yes, Ben Oko, all the way from Nairobi.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mohammed, and thanks, Shaban, for a great presentation. I've been doing mentorship for a number of years, and sometimes I keep wondering whether I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing. One of the questions that I've kept asking myself is, at what time do we need to use an inspirational approach to young people when you're doing mentorship? Because sometimes I think this is what young people want to hear. They want to hear about, the immediate change in their lives. They want to hear about prosperity, as that will actually come tomorrow. At what time? Is it really right to use that, or do we just show them the right way, or guide them? Not really show them. Do we just guide them towards the right way for them to be able to discover a good path for their lives? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben, for that question. Before, as it goes to Shaban, remember, there are times when you have to be tough on young people, but there are times when you have to use inspiration. So I think Ben is asking, when you are split as a parent or as a guide or as a brother or a sister or a friend, what time do you use softer approaches, like you inspire and motivate, and what times do you have now to use the stick, making sure they are on the right path, whether they want it or not? Shaban, is what do you think?
Okay, my thinking is honestly we need inspiration, and this is the right time using the inspiration as a tool. Reason being is currently in youth initiative, as I mentioned that we came up with youth initiative. The reason as to why we came up with this youth initiative is we as youth we're fed of narratives and something like that. We are used to be told by elderly people that we have to be smart, we have to open our own CBOs, open we should have our maybe companies so that we can have tenders, but it was a sort of a narrative. Currently, what we are doing is we are inspiring these young people by bringing up youth who are already in practice of what we are telling them to do. For example, if we are talking about business, we are bringing on board youth who are already doing business and they are doing good. If it is about law enforcement, we are bringing youth who are in that department, so that our thought is once this young person tells another young person, then definitely they will, then the level of understanding will be that high compared of getting someone elderly person or someone who is not in that age group, age category. Definitely this youth will not understand. They will think that maybe there are some other theories he or she used, that's why she's become the way she is right now. But we are bringing in youth who have gone through different things and who has some tangible things to give to this youth, so that this youth can really see that whatever it is being mentioned, whatever we are being taught, whatever we are being educated, whatever awareness you are being given, it is a real thing and it is doable.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, you talk about connection. That how do young people connect to that mentorship? So it's not about bringing a 70-year-old who has a PhD and talking to 16-year-olds, but if you bring an 18-year-old who is already doing wonderful things, just a gap of 2 years, it's easier to connect, right? Thank you very much. Any other contribution from the platform? If you have a question or if you have an opinion, you have a comment, this is the time for you to share. While I'm waiting for you to raise your hands, I will look at the call chat. Angala Mbone says, I admire the youth of our times, very hardworking and innovative. I stopped looking at young people as a problem to be solved. Some can be stubborn, but not all. Thank you very much. I am imagining Angala Mbone is like 40, 50, somewhere there, saying, I admire young people of our time. They were very hardworking. Shaban, I can see you laughing. They were very hardworking. What happened, Shaban? What happened that the young people now don't seem to be as much hardworking as those of us who grew up some ages ago?
Okay, I can't attest to that because that age we wasn't there. For basically me, so I don't know how those young people from that time what were they doing. But honestly, what I can say is due to mentorship, I've been mentored almost 200 to 300 young people in that period of six years, and I've been seeing great things. For example, there are so many youth who I'm just taking them from a scratch. They know nothing. They don't know anything. They're just from ground. They're just youth. They are just waiting to be given something to maybe to chew or to swallow. But through mentorship, these young people have really shown great things. And they have been doing wonders. For example, there are so many areas where youth used to ignore, but you have come to realize that there's the reason as to why these youth are ignoring these opportunities or these chances because they lack guidance. But due to mentorship, you may realize that out of 30 mentees, in a period of 6 months, we realize 99 or 98% they will grab opportunities as they go in that 6 months. So this means much should be done, and also youth should be given chances, should be given opportunities, should be guided. So maybe in your era there were another method of guiding you, but currently maybe we are using other methodologies, other ways, other means, so that we can educate our fellow youth. So I'm not as per him that we are lazy. We are not lazy. We aren't lazy at all. Only that what we lack is guidance and mentorship, and proper mentorship.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shaban. I think Agalambone comes from a childhood that I also had, where things are tough and things are process oriented, and if you play around, you won't even have food on the table. If you play around, you are done. So basically, it was more of survival all the way around, because it's not like the digital generation where everything is chap. But beyond that, and I know you've mentioned that, beyond that, we also had parents who are present. We had parents who are present and parents who are strict, I would say, who are tough. And because of that, it was easy. And people were also living communally. You find your aunt, your uncle is part of your family. When you break something, it is taken. You are sent to your aunt, and they come and replenish. So it was more of a communal life. If a young person, let's say, misbehaved in the streets, they'll be punished, and then when they were reported to their parents, the parents would punish them afresh and tell them, I don't want you to be a bad example of this house. But nowadays, parents are absent, and there are more single-parented children, as you would say, and everybody's child is their own. If you touch anybody's child, you'll go to jail. So that household mentorship went through the roof. It's not there anymore. So we are left with a few Shaban Mweros who can come to our lives and maybe touch us in a way that it can guide us. So I think that's one of the reasons. Let me read something on the call chat, and then I come back to you. I know there are also some hands up. Saria Goga said, I truly agree with Bro Mwero for this brilliant initiative. Thank you very much. I think with mentorship is more of classwork, so time and flexibility is needed to get positive. Agala Mbone says, still a youth and a beneficiary of mentorship, patience and close collaboration is key along the way. Majority of today's mentees want something in return. Some ask me, kuna kakitu? Kama hakuna siwezi engage, niko busy. Yet you see a lot of potential in them. So you see, these are some of the responses that we're getting, Brother Mwero. Question is there a relationship between mental health and mentorship? Or is there a relation, whether positive or negative, is there a relationship between mental health, mental stability, stress and trauma, and mentorship?
Yes, brother. There is a big connection between mentorship and maybe mental health. In the 6 years time when I was mentoring young people, one project, it was more of mentorship. It was more of mentorship. But the other 3 years, then now the component of trauma healing came in. For sure, out of the 10 sessions of trauma, the package of trauma healing, you may realize there are some topics who are very, very, very important to these young people. Some of us, we are really struggling mentoring these young people. only to realize that the change is going very, very slowly and in a low speed. But once we introduce but once we introduce this mental health, that is trauma healing session, we realize that now the understanding, now the cooperation, it is now became very fast. Reason being is what we are doing as mentorship is mainly I can say is more of life skills, But trauma healing, it was more of sharpening the mind, maybe how to cope up with the stress, how to resile, how to understand how his or her brain works, how to control his emotions or emotion. So you can say it is there is very big connection between trauma healing, that is mental health, and mentorship. And I've also realized that we cannot separate the two. You have to combine them so that you can have effective results.
Wow, thank you very much. Manesha Kwania had her hand up. Sorry, I kept her waiting. Maybe she can add her voice.
Thank you, Mohammed, but I think you took my words from my mouth, so I now lack what to say. But what I want to say is, I just want to appreciate the work that Mwero is doing and all of us in the mentorship world. And also, what I would say, just to add on the relationship between mentorship and mental health or trauma healing processes, that as Shaban has said they go hand in hand, they relate. And we have seen so many young people don't confide or don't find themselves safe to talk about their issues to the older generation, if I can use that word. So there was an intergenerational gap that was coming in, and so many young people were suffering. As you have said, Mohammed, we don't have our fathers to go to talk to because they're too busy to make sure economically and financially they are good, and that is what they believe. By having everything is okay at home, we are financially stable, then everything will be fine. But actually, that was the gap created. That's why we lack the mentorship that you are talking about within our family setups and communal mentorship. And we ran away from home as young people. We went to maskanis or junctions where, as young people, we meet. And also from there, we didn't get enough that was helping us as young people, and we suffered a lot into drug and substance abuse, lacking identity crisis issues and all those sort of issues. So now what Mwero is doing, and some of us are doing, is the peer-to-peer mentorship, or how young people mentoring one another, and like how Mwero is doing. And it comes along with the mentorship when it comes to mental health. Who do we talk to when we feel sad? If we feel afraid, we feel mad, we talk to our peers. And when these peers are more knowledgeable when it comes to mental health issues, it becomes easy for them to mentor us mentally, and also in other issues that we think they can help us. So yes, this the great relationship comes in with mentorship and also mental health issues. And as you can see, when it comes to mentorship, you only have a mentor who you can trust, a mentor who can feel very much comfortable to talk to anytime, anywhere, how. And as you know, we are digital people, so at least I can talk to my mentor through WhatsApp. I can talk to my mentor through other digital platform that I have, and I feel comfortable because I trust that person. So yes, I would agree with you guys to say mentorship and mental health goes hand in hand. So thank you, but you took quite a number of my words, Mohammed, so watch out.
Mohammed, just to add, Mohammed, please. Thank you, my sister Mwanaisha, but also why it is important for us as youth to be taught or to be educated in mental health, because some of us, majority of us, who have become deputy parents because of the single parented families. So we have become deputy parents. So we have been succumbed by many responsibilities, which I can say they are not of our size, they are not of our age. So leave away that you'll be talking a lot of mentorship, but in here there is something which is very hard for me to understand. So due to that deputy parenting, I think much supposed to be done to us so that we can know exactly what to do. That's why sometimes you are taking some initiatives, which if sometimes we take some initiatives which are not pleasant to the community, just because we have succumbed with so many responsibilities which are not of our time.
Thank you very much, Shaban. Talking about responsibilities that are not your caliber, or maybe your age, and the responsibilities are not in synchrony. The digital generation, also the social media platform. The social Sorry, I was managing my background. The social media platform also is glaring with a lot of fun, share. You know, you watch TikTok, you look at, let's say, Twitter, you look at Facebook, you look at Instagram. Everyone is happy. Everyone is going on holiday. Everyone is driving a big car. Everyone is living in a big mansion, which are lies. But again, for young person who does not understand how social media platform operates, they feel as if they've been left behind. Like, why is everybody driving? Why is everybody having a big time while I can't even afford a single meal per day? So that's another pressure, Brother Shaban Mwero, that makes young people make decisions that are very detrimental to their lives. So what can we do? What can we do about that? Or what are you doing as a mentor about that?
Thank you, Muhammad. For sure, media is playing a key role in sharpening the youth. Given that not everything from the media is a good thing, we sometimes end up with the youth getting being of good, or sometimes we end up having youth of having bad characters, simply because maybe they have adapted, maybe they have seen, maybe they have copied from social media. So for sure, as youth, we mainly depend on social media. We mainly depend copying from Western cultures or from different people. So sometimes if you compare our lifestyles, if you compare our lifestyles with the other lifestyles, that will make us in forcing ourselves engaging or indulging ourselves in some situation which are maybe they can be of great harm to us. And there is no way we are going to avoid this social media, because right now, not only us as youth, even you, Muhammad, I'm not sure if you can stay away from your phone for 2 consecutive days. That will be impossible. Only that we should now find ways to mitigate this, ways to curb this problem, because social media now, we have normally tell young people that we have become slaves nowadays. We have become slaves. You are in the mosque, you are praying, but your phone is your phone is in a vibration mode. It vibrates, but it's like whatever you are doing or whatever your worship is not important compared to your phone. Maybe you are in a meeting, you may see maybe a group of 30 youth, but maybe almost 20 of them, they are on their phones. That means you have now become slave towards social media and something like that.
Thank you very much. Maybe we should start just like now. I know Kwale, we're embracing the walk, Kwale walk. People are walking in Kwale town, also in maybe we should adapt what we call no phone days. No phone days, as we go to a place and all of us without phones, and we just engage socially with all the phones locked somewhere, and we do that every week, and maybe take us back to where human to human interactions were the ultimate. Thank you very much. Ali Mabavu,
I would love to be in that session where all phones will be off, and they also they should not be. We should not have security guards, maybe security agencies, maybe because what I believe is there are some areas where security personnel used to take all the gadgets or all the phones, and we are okay with it. But without that, I don't think that will be fine. But let's try it. Let's try it. Maybe it can work.
Say, let's see how long can we stay without phones, and we do half a day, and then we do 1 day, and then we can deposit our phones for a weekend and say this weekend without phones. So that would be another level of mentorship. Thank you very much, Shaban. Ali Mabavu had his hand up, and then we have Wasia Ali who has his hand up as well. Mabavu. Ali Mabavu, your hand was up. Did you have something to say?
No, please let Wasia proceed.
Wasia Ali, your hand is up. The platform is yours.
Okay, Mohamed. I hope mnanisikia.
Yes, vizuri tu sana.
Mimi naweza sema ili swala la phone kuwa ziwe mbali kidogo na sisi kama youth ni ngumu sana. Mimi nimejaribu labda kuweka kwa siku 2, na simu ni jambo ambalo sisi kama mayouth linatuumiza kichwa, kwa sababu hilo ndio linatupatia pressure. Unapoangalia status unaona mwenzio amevaa viatu vizuri, unaona mwenzio amepiga picha yuko Kempiski, amepiga picha yuko Naivas. So ni jambo ambalo linatuumiza, lakini still bado tunahitaji kuwa na simu, na hata nikiwa na kabambe still bado nataka kuangalia status kwa mwenzangu, kwa mtu ambaye uko karibu na mimi. So ili swala la kuwa kidogo hati tujaribu kuwe na siku za kuweka simu kando ni ngumu sana, kwa sababu kwenye dunia sasa the moment utakosa mtandao kwa siku moja tu au kwa masaa, basi ni vitu vingi sana vimekupita, kwa sababu utakapokuwa na mtandao hata usipokuwa online, lakini unajua ukifungua kuna message utapata, status zenye zimekuwa usubuhi utaziona, lakini imagine hautaona za leo na za kesho. Ni kama umeachwa nyuma na hii dunia kwa mwaka mzima. Kwa hiyo kwa hapo mimi binafsi Mohamed na ya Shaban, sijui mtaniambiaje, lakini hiyo siku ya no phones tafadhali msinihesabu kama nitakuwepo.
Yeah, Shaban, you have a job there for mentorship.
Babuji amekuwa very honest.
Babuji rose on that point of order, saying the no phone days are no for me. Everything else you can talk, but the no phone days no for me. That's great.
But Mohamed, please. I've worked with Babu. I've worked with Wasia sometimes, and there were some sessions you are doing together. I don't think if Babuji can go on stage with while holding his or her phone. I don't think so. It's just a mattering of practice. Just a mattering of having faith that this thing is doable. Just a mattering of having faith that yes, he can do it and nothing more.
Tuning. It's a matter of tuning. It's a matter of tuning. Thank you very much. There are studies that have shown that for young people, the biggest influencer is a friend. And this is not just a normal friend, the friend they spend time in Maskanis. So it's not the father, it's not the mother, it's not the teacher. The biggest influencer for every young person is the person they spend time with in the local hangouts, social hangouts. And this is what shapes their behavior, their dreams, and their fears. And what is coming out is that there is a great departure between the love they can find in the household and the love they can find in the social hangouts, to an extent where in our days when we were very young, whenever we were befallen by any issue outside, we would run home and report to our parents. But now, young people feel they are oppressed at home and they go to the maskanis to report. So this is a disaster. And that's why young people find love and connection and inspiration in their social hangouts than at the house. So what can we do at the household level to try reversing this trend?
Okay. I think I will say the positivity part of young people trusting their fellow young people. First of all, I have some experience whereby I'm targeting Mohammed as a youth I would like to mentor, but maybe due to one or two issues, I feel like I'm not in a good position to have Mohammed on board. That's why I can use another person like Wasia or someone else who is more closer to Muhammad. That is a friend of mentee. There was a program where I was a mentor, and there was a component of a friend of mentee, whereby during our session we give a chance to this mentee to come with his or her friend, which means definitely whomever will be accompanied with during that session will be of the same character to this mentee. So this was very helpful for that program, because we end up getting whatever we targeted to achieve. So it can be positive, but also there are some scenarios where you realize youth have been motivated, have been shown different direction or bad direction by their fellow youth, and because they lack mentorship. Because once this youth can have a guider, for example, a tour guider, for example, this mentee will give 100% trust to this tour guider. So a tour guider in this case is a mentor. So if we don't have mentors on board, these mentees will look for their own mentors, and which we are not sure whatever they'll be telling themselves, whatever they will sharing, whatever they will whatever advice they'll be giving, I don't think it will be a good thing to them. So we should not take for granted that young people are really maybe are being abused by their fellow young people, but also sometimes, or not even sometimes, but most times, young people, they can also mentor their fellows, and they can be of a great impact. Reason being is because these people they work together, they go to mosque together, they will go watch football together, so they can realize the early warning signs, something like that, so they can mitigate on it and direct themselves in the right path.
Thank you very much, Brother Shaban. I can see Malumbo Salim. His hand is up. Salim.
Yes, Mohammed. The issue that you just talked about the disconnect between children and their parents, and in turn, the children end up trusting their peers instead of their parents. I think it's because there is a disconnect between these two categories of people, the children and the parents. And the parents, to me, I believe that they should be the #1 mentors of their own children. Because learning also starts from the homes, not at the school, not at the madrasas, not at the Sunday schools, but it starts from the home. So mentorship also should begin at home. Because mentorship cuts across different topics and different issues. And if your parent is your #1 teacher on almost of these issues, concerning your development and your life in general, then it's going to be very hard for you to trust your peer, to be telling them about your secrets, about your feelings and everything that concerns you instead of your parents. So I think it's because there is a disconnect between the children and the parents.
Okay, thank you very much, Salim Malumbo. We have some feedback on the call chat. Elizabeth Omondi talked about lack of mentorship, especially for people with disabilities. So I think her clarion call is that what can we do to make sure we reach more people with disabilities with mentorship, because not much is being done in that sphere. Mohammed Ratili says, I can agree with this no phone day. We youth have switched our attitude to these gadgets, connecting with other third persons than who we are with them physically. So we are connecting more with the internet, someone on the other side of the internet, and not people that we are physically here with. Mama Riziki Hamisi says mentorship goes beyond class or that space to offer life skills, but to work with mentee to see him or her realize her goals, either the short or long term. Thank you very much. Long-term encouragement whenever there's low times, until one feels the contentment of how she or he is before building the relationship of mentor-mentee. So it talks about that connection between the mentor and mentee. It has to be a bit long-term. A mentorship is not just for one day. Sariagoga said, parents of today, thank God, most of them are educated in different levels. However, most of them have little or no time with their children. That's very true. So Mama Riziki says, yes, there's a gap in person able differently. Jamal Abdallah says, it seems that sorry, I lost that. It seems most of us are addicts. The no phone day won't work for millennials and Generation Z. Okay, the chats are coming in thick and fast. Let me read again. Jamal says, children adore parents, but the parents happen to be let down emotionally to the children. There is no emotional attachment, hence no strong bond. Thank you very much, Jamal, for that. Mohamed Ratili says the issue of disconnection between the children and their guardian is real in our community. But if we are going to have family structure and assign responsibilities, this might reduce the problem. Thank you very much. Over to you, Shaban. Thank you very much, everyone. There's been quite some engagement here. Shaban, what is your say based on the feedback that is coming?
Okay, first I would like to respond on the issue of PWDs, engaging them in issues concerning mental health. Personally, I've engaged four mentees who are able differently, but our main challenge is two categories. Category number one, deaf. Category number one is deaf. And this is because we don't have that. I don't have that knowledge. I'm not assigned. I don't know the sign language, so it can be it can be a challenge to me. Another category is mental challenged. Also, I don't have that quality information or ability to maybe to mentor a mental challenged people. But vision impaired, physically challenged, I think we've been engaging with them. We have numbers of them. We have numbers that we have engaged them in mentorship, and they are all doing fine. So it's only that we have one or two challenges in the other category, that is maybe the deaf and the mental challenge. That's one. Second, about the disconnect. The disconnect is real. And it's just some 3 days past, I was doing some survey with young people in the SE70 mentorship program, and they mentioned that personally, that's a quote from a mentee, that personally I was grown on a single parented family, but I'm almost 18 years now, but the fact that I have been with you as a mentor for only 6 months, I've seen so many things which my parents haven't taught me. So that means there are some families who are already, really, the parents are there, but maybe there's that disconnect. Maybe they don't have time, or maybe there are some talks they feel maybe it is taboo, is not okay for the parents to tell the children. So I think the issue of disconnect is really, but we are trying, working on it, so that we can also want to transform, even not targeting the youth, but we are now targeting parents of mentees. So if we have a session, we tell the mentees to come with their parents, so that even their parents can know what is going on. What are we telling this mentee? Well, there are some scenarios where we are working very smart with this mentee, but during in the evening, the mentee is going back to his home or our home, and there is challenge in that homestead. So it should be like you are doing zero work. We are educating this young person, but the problem maybe is not with him or her. The problem it is with the parents. So currently we are giving chances to parents to come to the sessions, so that they can be aware about the process, and can be also aware of what is doing or what is done in these sessions.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Shaban. We are 3 minutes past the hour, and we cannot open it further than this. Maybe what are your closing remarks to do with mentorship and youth?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have some few things to say. And first thing is, let's us as youth, as young people, let's have one voice as young people, and also let's demand for spaces as young people, because once we be
Hi Shaban, is it me or?
Sorry, I was muted. These are digital, this digital gadgets. Sometimes we. Okay, I was saying, as youth, we should demand for spaces. Having faith that if we be having these spaces, we'll be involved in decision making in the community, and also we should be responsible ourselves. We should be responsible, because we are saying that we are denying some other rights, but at the back of it all, we may realize that we are not responsible as young people. So we should be responsible ourselves first, then the other thing will come away.
Wow, thank you very much, Shaban, for taking time and for sharing all this. I'm sure we'll find time and maybe invite you some other day. You are bringing so many nuances on mentorship that most people may not have indulged in, and that is showing good results. Maybe another session we can have you and some of your mentees to come and give testimonies to mentorship, that it works. If that works for you, we could see if we can do that next week. But that is after a conversation with you. Otherwise, thank you very much for all that support. Thank you everyone who's been on the call, and thank you for your contribution, for your participation, and for your love. We love you back, and good night. Till next week.
Mteja Mwanaisha, mimi hiyo no phones day hiyo tafadhali, hiyo mimi siko hiyo, nakwambia mapema sana.